Hello and welcome to our replay commentary on Wargame European Escalation. I'm Kuza and I'm here with Der Blaue Klaus.
Hello.
And we're gonna comment on a game I played yesterday. It's an interesting game because it was very close in the end. My opponent is rushing me. It's quite interesting to watch this because you can see what mistakes a rusher usually does and how you can avoid those. And of course you can also see what mistakes a defender does and what you should try to avoid when you see an infantry rush coming towards you. So looking at my my units in the beginning, I'm just doing the usual, some infantry for defense of the command vehicles, some recons. I think I'm going to have some heavy tanks. And my opponent, yeah, he's just getting infantry.
He's just getting infantry, as this is an infantry rush. And yeah, he takes his time. So many times when you see rushes, you see people building up their armies as their rush armies, which goes quite fast usually because you only do helis or in this case infantry, and you press the start battle button. But well, your opponent can see that too, that you press that start battle button so fast. So very likely that he knows that you're going to rush. So he does it very clever, takes his time, building something up, and yeah.
Yeah, it's usually best to take your time. I mean, it's clear you're up to something if you're very if you're fast, very ready, because the only two cases where you can, or three cases where you can do that, if you spam choppers, if you spam artillery, or if you spam light vehicles, light tanks or infantry like this. One thing I wanted to note about my opponent was he did well to get some supply vehicles with his army, because the worst thing that can happen when you rush is to just be out of fuel, and your infantry is practically useless if it doesn't have the vehicles to transport them fast.
Yes, and especially the Russian vehicles are out of fuel quite fast, so as rushing is speed, you need to fuel them properly. The next thing I've noted is that he keeps his FOB, which is unusual too, especially if you rush, because it's of no use. It's of no use every time you do a one-on-one, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you want to just get heavy artillery or something like that, you will need an FOB or maybe a second one even. But when you rush, you're not gonna send your logistics vehicles back because it takes too much time. You're just gonna get new ones.
And correct. So the rush starts.
Yeah, he has like, I don't know, maybe 20 or so normal infantry. He has couple of anti-air infantry, some anti-air vehicles, the two ZSUs, and about 10 anti-tank infantry. As you can see, he leaves no defense behind for his command vehicle. A common mistake, as you might well know if you watched our other replays. People just tend to not defend well. I mean, I guess he thinks, yeah, I'm gonna rush this, I'm gonna win this in like 5 minutes, and I don't need to worry about something coming from the behind and killing my command vehicle. And
maybe.
Yeah, the game starts. I think about now I can see he's coming with a rush. I wanted to place those paratroopers somewhere in Delta just to scout and to see what he's having. And they've certainly done that.
And the first thing you do, I think you react very quickly, and you react react right. So you put your infantry in the hedgerow on the little hill there. which is, I think, a good thing to counter that rush.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just tried to find the most defensible spot I could find. But of course I didn't do it completely right, because I was overwhelmed by this attack. Because some of the Chasseurs FAMAS I think don't even shoot. I forget to stop my Marder Roland 2 from going in front. This one Zippo doesn't even attack. The other Zippo just attacks a little bit, and he's too exposed down here. Yeah, one thing that's going well for me is I capture all of his supply vehicles, which is fine for me and very bad for him, as you will see in a couple of minutes. I mean, he's just completely destroying me right now. I only have these 4 tanks and a couple of infantry, and he just has so much. He just unloaded his Concours, his anti-tank missile infantry, and he just completely destroys my Leopards in a couple of shots.
No wonder with that many.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't react fast enough here. I don't retreat my rise patterns as fast as I should have. My Leopard should have been way behind sooner. Instead of sending my Chasseurs FAMAS into the city here, I just send them to die into the bulk of his army.
And you don't evacuate your HQ, which you could send to Juliet, for example, to put pressure on his HQ.
Yeah, this I should have done. I mean, I even had everything loaded up still. I didn't even get the chance to unload them. And instead of sending them away, I unload them now, which is incredibly stupid. But yeah, I'm sending my Zippo in front, although I know he won't make it into shooting distance. And even my Leopard, yeah, he's just exposed here. I should have just sent him back more and more and more and just find a defensive position. Not in an open field or in a hedgerow.
As it is absolutely foreseeable that you can't counter that rush now with the troops you have here.
Yeah. So what I'm doing now, I'm getting some cheap helicopters, because this is the only way I can possibly stop so much infantry, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
was a good move, I think.
He had some anti-air missiles, but he either doesn't shoot them or he sends them too far into the front, and I just destroy them in the beginning of the fight. And also my looks here is destroying a lot of them.
One of the mistakes he makes is he doesn't mount up his infantry again in his BTRs, in his vehicles. So infantry is somewhat behind and not fast enough for a rush, in my opinion. So if he wanted to continue his rush, he should have mounted them up.
Well, I guess
so do the same thing again, mount them up, drive them towards your lines, load them out, and do the same thing again and again.
Yeah. Well, here you saw what my mistake of not moving away my command vehicle did. I lost it to BMPs 1Ps, which are, yeah, the cheapest possible vehicles there are for the Russian. I mean, the cheapest with a cannon. But yeah, as Klaus said it, he just sacrificed all of his vehicles just to scout out where my command vehicle is, which is okay if you just do it moderately, I mean with a couple of vehicles, but look at this amount of infantry he has, which is completely useless now. He can't do anything with it. It's too far away for anything at all.
Yep, it's just crawling towards your lines or your last HQ, which should have been his target right now, or should be his target right now. And yeah.
Well, the thing is, maybe he did this a lot, because he did it quite well. So I guess he had some experience with it, because he probably thought, okay, he's gonna have his whole army in front, I'm just gonna destroy everything in the first encounter and then I don't need anything anymore. And he is actually pretty close to killing me off right now. Look at the points. I mean, he just needs
points.
50 more and he's done.
Yeah, but now you start counter-attack.
Yeah, I get some more choppers. I'm retreating with the patents I got. And what I'm doing then is I remembered I have some paratroopers. So I've just said, okay, maybe he doesn't have anything to defend his HQ with. Let's just try a last thing, a last attack, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, last one for the show.
Yeah. But I mean, at this time, it doesn't even look that grim for me anymore, because he has this massive amount of infantry here, which can't do anything anymore.
Well, he needs 40... he needs just some points to...
yeah, 34 points right now.
Honest, looks awful. He just needs to attack with something against...
Yeah, he just has to destroy anything at all, actually.
So,
I mean, at this moment, if he would have destroyed this Fernspäh and this VAB, it would have been enough to win the game.
yeah.
But he's just pushing forward. I mean, I don't really get this, because he knows he doesn't have anything to counter my choppers. He just sends them into death. And I mean, after his vehicles are dead, I am free to kill all of his infantry from far away without any possibility from him to damage me.
Yeah, and your paratroopers are now on their way to glory.
Yeah, to be honest, it was pure luck that I found his UAZ. Because I was afraid this infantry troop he sent here was going to spot me. So I just sent them into the forest as far away as possible from the infantry. But it seems like he either wasn't paying attention or, yeah, he just didn't think it was such a big deal. So he didn't attack them. And I, just out of pure luck, find the enemy UAZ and destroy it.
And you continue to slaughter his infantry with your heavy hawks.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. In the last minute or so, I made just like 300 or 400 points just from infantry.
Yep, and that's it.
Yeah, the nice thing about this is that I destroyed his last command vehicle. I just got everything he had in points, so I managed to get a victory out of it.
Yep, otherwise it would have been a draw.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much content. I could have just destroyed a lot of his infantry, and I would have made a draw out of it, but yeah, then the paratroopers...
better for you, this one.
Yeah, the paratroopers found their target, so I managed to kill him.
Yeah, if you had protected this HQ with just, let's say, 2 mortars directly, it would have been enough, more than enough.
Yeah, it would have been more than enough.
To kill your paratroopers and to win the game for him.
Yeah, I mean, even a group of, I don't know, some anti-air infantry, the less expensive, the better, just to stay there and scare me away from attacking. Anything would have been okay.
Or if he had stopped his BMP and trying to find your infantry hiding in the woods.
Yeah, just always...
would have been enough too.
Yeah, always keep an eye on your command vehicle. I mean, you have 2 possibilities. The one I like is to just build a solid defensive around it, so I don't have to just look at it every single second of the game, just to not need to be afraid of, I don't know, some sneaky infantry from the behind, or choppers, or, I don't know, paratroopers, or anything like that. Or the second possibility is just get, I don't know, 2 recons on either side of your HQ and watch it constantly. See if there's anything coming. And then just move it away. I mean, he needed 30 points to win this. He could have just taken his UAZ and just sent it somewhere in the woods. I would never have found it. Never.
No.
But yeah, just to recap the other problems. I mean, you can do it, Klaus.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. So, one thing, you don't need an FOB if you rush. It's just useless. It's just points you could have used to defend your command vehicle. Defending the command vehicle we already discussed. Don't send your troops too far in front of you without making any control groups. Just try to make a few groups, put the supply trucks in a separate group, so you don't just send them in front so they can be captured. Don't just waste your whole infantry fighting vehicles on scouting. Just destroy what you have to destroy, then try and load up as much infantry as you can on whatever vehicles you have left, and then continue the rush. You can, I don't know, if you want to just wait for like 20 seconds to heal them up a little bit with the supply you have. But then just continue. Rushing is only successful if you have the speed.
Yeah, on the defender side, keep calm if you counter the rush. If you can't hold the rush off, which is most probably the case, pull back, try to make a defend far behind your lines, pull back your HQs, and that's it. And you should have an easy win, because you know which units you have to counter. Yeah, and I think you're good to go.
Yeah, this covers it. I mean, yeah, just try and defend somewhere that's not an open field, woods, or I don't know, a town would be perfect. I mean, even some buildings scattered around the countryside. Just put your infantry there. Don't try and fight them head on, because they have so much stuff. If they rush with infantry, you won't be able to kill it all.
Not only with infantry, it's the same with choppers, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Everything which rushes on you, pull back your HQs, pull back your most expensive troops. Give them a bait that they can feel good and kill, and yes, pull back to fight another day.
Yeah, and that's also a psychological component there. If you just fall back, the enemy is either frustrated with you because he can't attack you and he just needs to push on, or he feels confident and is more prone to make mistakes. So yeah, just try and not fight a rush head on.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
this was it. I hope you enjoyed this. Like and comment, or if you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.